Let's start it this way. Have you had any 2026 vacation inquiries yet?
Not recently with, all the recent drops. I do have one for the cruise line. Whenever they dropped the cruise line ones, I actually got one booked for that, but that was, however many months ago, but not for the parks yet. I'm crossing my fingers. What about you?
I have one booked for March next year, and then a couple more kind of maybe in the queue.
There you go.
So we'll see. Um, it feels so far away, and
It
it's
does and it doesn't.
hard. Yeah,
Because I'm sitting here going, oh, we still have like all of this to go. And I'm like, I was literally looking at flights for September. I'm like, it's literally what, 2 or 3 months away? And I'm like, wait, what? No, chill. No, it's coming up way too fast. And especially like the last like 4 months of the year always flies by.
true, true.
So, not really. March is not that far when
It's
you
not
think
that
about it.
far, but at the same time, I'm like, we have a little bit of time
True.
to to work through some things. So um, they're also wanting to do Universal. So we're waiting for those single day tickets to come out for 26.
Gotcha.
Balance and waiting. But I have notes. So
I
I
love it.
can keep on track. Um, the benefits of booking early is like resume resort and room availability. What rooms would you say like go the quickest outside of like, I mean, we know the villas and
Oh yeah, 1,000%.
tend to go quick.
I mean, obviously, if we're talking more so like the deluxe resorts, probably even like the two-bedroom where there's less of them.
Mhm.
But even I would even say like the standard rooms because I feel like even when I was looking at TA rates just specifically for the October trip, they weren't even available. Granted, I know it's more selective,
Mhm.
but standard rooms weren't even an option. It was some other type of resort, category. Um, so I feel like even standard room but also they're also the cheapest too. So if people are trying to save money at Disney or even Universal, I feel like those are going to be the first to go, if anything.
And those like specialty rooms too, I think. The like the sleeper, which we know are switching a little bit in 2026. Hi, Gabriella, I see you. um, that are changing. So it's been interesting to still look at 2025 and 2026 and see how that shifts.
Hmm.
Um,
Yes, I think I finally got the gist on how they're changing up the fifth sleeper situation. I know it's more so catered to families that are actually groups of five where they're going to be guaranteed that room versus families of four who just want that extra space. They can put in the request, but it's not going to be a guaranteed anymore.
I see it. I can see the side of it though, to where you want that fifth sleeper, even if you have four. Because if you have older kiddos, like mine, even
Hmm.
at 12 and 9, even though they're boys, they don't like to sleep in the same bed, and we prefer not to hear about it. So I get it to where you want that extra um, room, that extra bed, even as a family of four.
For sure.
Um, you've got a flash call. I don't know. All the things are coming up. Uh, the other thing, it's only a $200 deposit.
True.
So, and then you can like either save on your own or make payments um, along the way.
Hmm.
What's your feeling on like gift cards and paying with gift cards? I have
Oh,
thought.
I've been down this road on my own personal trips Terrible idea to do gift cards. Yes, it's a great way to, save, let's say $10. I think that's the math if you do the $200 deposit and then 5%. I think it's $10. Yeah, $10. But guess what? Let's say you need to cancel, which I've had to do, and I put it down on gift cards. We had to cancel, and yeah, I got the money back, but it went straight to my gift cards. So I then, because it was with some of my girlfriends, in order for me to pay them back, I had to take it out of my own money because I was the one that purchased the gift cards. So it was all on me to refund them back. So, I mean, I just went on a little Disney shopping spree because, girl math.
Right. Mystery money at that point.
Yeah, right?
Yes, absolutely. I always tell my clients save cash first,
Mm-hmm.
and then as you're closer, like within that 60 days, then go ahead and get the gift cards for like your souvenirs, your food if you're not on the dining plan, um, little snacks or whatever you want else to use gift cards for. You can
For
use
sure.
gift cards to pay for lightning lanes and mobile order too. You can load a gift card on there. So I will use it for that.
Mm-hmm.
Um, too to and you do if you have a Target card, you save 5%. So and then Sam's $200, I think they run like 190, 175 specials sometimes.
Yeah.
So it can be a significant savings, but at the same
Mm-hmm.
time you don't want all your money tied up in a gift
Agreed.
card.
I mean, when I went to Disneyland this past summer, that's how I paid for our trip. And yeah, it worked out perfectly because I already knew obviously it was a done deal. Like we were going, there's no question. So when you do a final payment and you know for sure nothing's going to come up anything weird, yeah, that'd be a great way to save some money. Unless the only tedious thing is you have to sit there and condense all the cards. I was actually having work done on my car, so I'm sitting there in the dealership with a stack of gift cards about yay big, unpacking them all, going onto Disney and condensing them all to, I think it was like one or two cards or something like that to make payments. So there's pros and cons. I mean, if you don't mind dealing with an X amount of gift cards, whether it's $25, $50, 100, whatever, it is kind of tedious.
Yes, definitely agree. And I will keep loading one too. Like I have one just on my account that then I'll get a new
Hmm.
gift card and just keep putting it on there.
Yeah.
But you can only have $1,000 per gift card. Is that
Yes. Yes, that's right. It's $1,000 per gift card that you can have on each card.
so $5,000 vacation? You got a minimum of five
Five
gift.
cards going. Yeah, it's a lot.
And to keep those cards too, in case something crazy happens within that last week, because then they're going to
Hmm.
refund it back to the cards.
Hmm.
Um, so
I still have my stash. Not that I need them anymore. I still have my big old stash of Disney cards because I'm like, well, you never know. Like, what if, you know? Not that literally they're like beyond expired, like the money's gone. But I'm just like, you never know. Like, well, I could use it for something.
exactly.
Um, but yeah.
Um, the another benefit is locking in that price.
Hmm.
And sometimes it could be your best price. There's no guarantee promos are going to come out, and if they do, that they'll apply to your vacation.
Hmm.
I had a client who booked decently early, and when a promo did come out, it didn't apply to their resort, their vacation.
Yep.
And so what they had locked in from the get-go was what um, was their best bet. So I always tell my clients, choose the package and the resort that you're most comfortable price wise. And if
Yep.
we can get it lower, awesome.
Right.
If not, then you know you're still comfortable.
Agreed. I
Um,
had it happen where they booked in the summer and their trip wasn't until I think it was in April or something, and they booked Pop Century. And by the time promotions came out for the springtime, I tried to apply it, but actually it was actually cheaper for them to move up to the moderate category, and I actually priced them to stay at Disney's Coronado Springs Resort, which worked out perfectly because it was just a couple. I was like, you guys will fall in love with this resort. It is literally made for like couples and like romantic type getaways. Like it is the perfect resort. And since then, like since that trip, they're like, thank you for doing that. She's like, we are always going to do moderate and up. She was like, I can't. She's like, I can't do anything different. I was like, you're welcome.
going, and I've done all levels now. It is hard to go back to value after you've been stayed at a moderate or even a deluxe.
Hmm.
Because the amenities, you don't think they're very different, but they are, even just down to the simple of like the walk to the bus stop.
For sure.
Those value resorts are in the boons.
They're
And after a long
especially All
day,
Star. Those
yes,
are the furthest away possible. Like it is insane to get anywhere. Not terrible, not that it's not doable,
no.
but it's not ideal if you're trying to get to point A to point B quickly. Let's just say it that
Quickly.
way.
Or after a long day at Magic and your bus stop is at the very furthest it could possibly be, and you just missed your bus.
For sure. Then it's even more
You're like,
more fun.
there it goes. Um, but yes, with moderates, each level, the room gets just slightly larger. I remember we booked, and this was before I knew better, a it was our first trip with Evan, and we were at movies, I think. Oh, it might have been, no, it was Micah and Evan. We were at movies, and we walked in, and I was like, there's no room in this room. And I was like, I booked a preferred. Why is it so small? No, no, a preferred room is location, not room size.
Hmm.
And I even called and was like, I think I'm in the wrong room. And they're like, no, ma'am. No,
This is the correct room.
you're right. You're right where you're supposed to be. And it was so, because when we stayed with Evan, we stayed at Caribbean Beach our first time. And
Hmm.
even with the pack and play, we were like, whoa, this is actually decent. We had a lot of room in there. It still had the two queen beds, and we had a stroller. You add that second kid with the double stroller and the pack and play, that room just got real small and
Hmm.
downgraded.
Yes.
Um, so I was like, you might want just a little bit more room. And I totally get being on a budget and needing to stay somewhere, because we've been there too, to where you want to get down there.
Hmm.
And this is what we can do. So this is what we do, and you make the best of it.
For sure.
Um,
Yeah, no, the value rooms, especially when we stayed there for before the cruise at All Star Movies, trying to fit four adults into a room was insane. Like you can't go from the door to the bathroom without having someone have to be like up against the wall or on the bed or in the bathroom, something without like there is no wiggle room at all. Those rooms are teeny tiny. So really those I would only say for maybe like if you're going solo, if you're going with another person, maybe three people and that's it. Otherwise you're not going to have any space.
well, and I think too, because we had each one of us had like our own luggage too, versus
Yeah,
like husband and wife, you're typically sharing at least one suitcase and having,
for sure.
but we each had our own luggage. So
Hmm.
then, yes, absolutely, it made it that much smaller. feel that much smaller.
For sure. At least with the rooms, and at least I know we try to do it with ours, at least there's room underneath the bed to push it underneath to at least get it out of the way to free up some of that space. Not that there was really any to begin with, but at least it helps save some space.
Yeah. Anything else about the benefits of booking and making
I
reservations?
think teacher wise, I'm thinking like budget wise, being able to make payment plans or just knowing the amount ahead of time and kind of setting aside money per month, it is an easier way versus trying to do it within the same calendar year, where it's a lot more hectic because then it's due, 30 days before, or if it's universal, it's 45 days. Um, just having even more time to save up and make those little monthly payments, if you choose to do it that way, or just how much you have to set aside, makes it a whole lot easier. I do know with Disney, we can only book currently up until Halloween, and then it's cut off.
So, and yes, that one of those that I have in the wings for 2026 is they want to know kind of what price point they need to save at and what it looks like. So that's absolutely a benefit of them opening it so early.
For sure. Honestly,
Um,
I guess like if you just estimate a number to just say to save up, I would say, I don't know, 100 to 150 a month. I think that that would be a pretty good guess as to how much they should save per month,
mhm.
honestly. Maybe even 200. I don't know.
Because if you think, I mean, the one I quoted, well, it's got one of the good promos on it. The one I just quoted, it was about 4,800 for contemporary in the main tower but it was September. So you got
So,
value pricing plus that awesome promo that's in there. Two adults, two kiddos. Um, but that doesn't include food. I mean, that's just room and tickets. That's a 3 day.
still.
So then thinking $200 a month if you can swing it, that'll
Hmm.
definitely be enough for food, souvenirs, flights. They don't include, so I always tell that to my clients too. Like, here's the prices, but this is what it doesn't include: stroller
Hmm.
rentals, scooter rentals, tips and gratuity, because that can add up
It
as
can.
well, depending on how many table service one dining options you choose to
Hmm.
get. So I always give it lists like, there's this, but remember, there's all this transportation to and from the airport. It's a huge one now.
Yes.
Miss the Magical Express.
Yes. If only things were free still. If only.
So, like, just be aware that there's some added costs to keep in mind.
Hmm.
Unfortunately, it can't be always an all inclusive.
For sure.
Um, and speaking of 2026 at Disney World, ages 3 to 9 get a free dining plan with adult purchase. So
Yeah.
that's kind of huge.
I don't, have they done this in the past years? Because I mean, I know in the 2 years that I've been a travel advisor, this has not been a thing.
Not specifically this. They've run occasionally the free dining. Uh, and I believe, if I remember correctly, that was a product of like 9/11 and the recession that they were trying to get people down.
Hmm.
Um, so when I did my college program and my parents came down to pick me up and they decided we should like extend it and make it a
Hmm.
vacation, it was free dining during that time.
Okay. Gotcha.
Um, and that was 2008 into 9. Oh,
Okay.
Um, so, and I want to say that might have been like I could be wrong, about the first time they've done that.
Okay.
Um, and then for a while there, they didn't need to, so they didn't run
Right.
it, right?
Yeah.
But now I think they're like, we've got to, I think they're trying to draw, I feel, quote me on this, but they're trying to match Epic and pull some of that crowd. And rightfully so, right?
If you weren't going to bring it up, I was going to bring it up because I knew it's because they're like fighting over who is going to have the best deals and everything. I feel like as soon as I can't remember who did it first, but oh, I think it was Epic because of the release of Epic. But then Disney was like, "Oh, but guess what? We're about to drop our Halloween tickets." And then Epic's like, "Oh no, but we're about to drop 2026 dates, and now we're getting ready for Halloween Horror Nights for Universal Studio." I know that is coming up pretty soon. The fact that they're starting to tease
Yes.
some of the events that are going to be happening, I'm like,
Yep.
it is going to be any day now that they're going to drop those tickets also. I just know Disney because they dropped theirs first, and I was like, it's always they always stop at Halloween for some
Yeah.
reason. I don't know what that reason is. I don't know.
It used to be like, I want to say a 500-day
Oh,
dance.
that would make sense.
Um, and then I feel like it kind of used to be then a 500-day was like right around Halloween when they
Hmm.
drop. And then it was almost like a day by day, then they'd release more. I could be wrong in that too. And I feel like it changes almost every year as well.
Hmm.
Um, but yeah, I think it used to be 500 days or something, which was right around Halloween. And then they would slowly then release those last 2 months. But now it's more of a, okay, now November, December is open. And you're like,
Right. And I have a client waiting for that full week of Halloween to be released because they want to go to the parks during the week of Halloween. And I'm like, well, guess what? We still gotta wait a little bit longer because we can only book literally up until October 31st of 2026, and that's it. So I was like, we just gotta wait a little bit longer.
and it's Halloween on, when is Halloween this year?
I think it's still a weekday. I think,
Because it was Thursday last year.
oh, then it's a Friday this year.
It's a Friday this year.
Yeah, let me double check. I'm pretty sure that's right. Yeah, it is. Ooh, yay. Ooh,
Thanks for liking the
yes,
light.
it is. Sweet.
Um, a Friday. That's fabulous.
Mm-hmm. I'm ready for it.
Um, and then the other benefit is summer, you can go to a water park on your check-in day. I'm
Yes.
understanding that right.
Oh, what?
I'm understanding that right. It's just in the summer,
I thought it
right?
was all year long.
Was it?
I think you're referring to for this year where you can go to both water parks, and that's only available. I can't remember the exact cutoff date, but I know it's in September, where both
Right.
water parks are open, which is unheard of. I know they haven't done that in a couple years. And again, hey, I could be wrong, but I
It
thought because
isn't.
I know for 2025 is the perk all year long.
Right. 2025 is all year. That's what got me so confused because I was like, they say it, but I think they say only in September or in the summer.
Hmm,
But I could be wrong.
something to look into because I was under the impression it was no matter what, no matter what trip you do. Noted. Hmm. Let me see
I
if I
don't
can
feel
find that.
like it's very clear because I feel like I've been looking for it really specifically, and I think I still get confused.
Yep.
If you find it, let us know. Have you
Maybe
ever
it
been to either one of the water parks?
not yet because the times that I have been, either they were closed that day for whatever reason, weather, whatever, or it just literally no time. So I'm hoping maybe I doubt in September during our retreat. I don't think that's gonna happen. I don't think we're gonna. Well, Mickey's not so scary, but maybe in October.
It's hard to make time. Like you almost need to like set aside a day or like I feel the water parks are at a certain point that you get to Disney
Hmm.
in your life to where you've gone to the park so many times that now you're looking to kind of like expand your experiences
Hmm.
and you go to the water park to
For
kind of
sure.
level up. Um,
It's just people don't realize unless they've been to Disney World, when you throw out that it's 43 square miles, you're like, yeah, okay, that's space. Like until you get there, you don't realize just how big Disney World is. And the fact that there's four theme parks, two water parks, 25 resorts, a shopping area, and oh, and mini golf. Am I
yeah.
forgetting anything? I feel like I'm still missing something. But there's just so much, like, people don't realize just how overwhelming it can be to step into Disney and be like, okay, this is a lot.
Mhm. And you like even I still haven't done all the things. And for crying out loud, I lived down there for 4 months, 5 months. And I'm like, and they keep adding more stuff to make it fun and interactive and so that you keep coming down. But there's still like dining places that I still haven't gone to that I really want to do. And done the mini golf. Trying to think. I've done one of the water parks. I think we did Typhoon Lagoon. I
Okay.
think we're gonna do this, try to do this weekly
Hmm.
here and on the picture app to kind of like bounce back and forth. Is there anything else we want to talk about 2026?
I don't think so. I think just kind of stressing that, it really is important to kind of lock it in now. Um, Oh, another thing, I don't think we talked about it, but that deposit, no matter if you go to Disney or Universal, it's fully refundable. I maybe we talked about it, I don't remember, but that deposit, let's say if something comes up, you guys can no longer go for whatever reason, you can get your money back. Just don't put it on a gift card. Don't make the mistake I did. Yes, you'll get the money back, but it'll only go back on that gift card. You cannot
Yeah,
exchange it, put it back on your card. Nope, it stays on that gift card. So at least you could still use it going forward. Like if you just need to rebook or something, you have the money saved right there, which I guess that could work. But, if you need that money back for whatever reason, it's just easier to put it on credit card, debit card, whatever, whatever.
mhm.
I think that's very important to know. I don't think most people understand that the deposits, if I can say it right, are fully refundable.
Yes. And that's before 30 days.
True.
Before
Or
30.
45 if it's universal.
Yeah. All right, my dear. What do we think?
I think we've covered it all. I think officially we've covered everything that we can remember.
And if we didn't, I guess we'll find out.
For sure.
We'll cover it later.
Oh yeah. In next week's episode.
Absolutely. Yeah, we'll have to figure out what topic we want for next week. We've got a list.
Yes.
Perfect.
All right.
We'll see you later.
All right. Bye.
Bye.